Shalom, shalom. Like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kakadash. Give honor to the apostle, great millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, which is word, truth, and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites. We're back on this Friday evening, all right, to let our people know that they are the true Hebrew Israelites and make way and get prepared for the Lord. He's getting ready to make his return. And what he's getting ready to return to deliver his elect and also to bring down the wickedness of the world. All right. Also, like I say, to let you know that Babylon the Great, also we're here to let you know that Babylon the Great is what? Is the modern day Sodom and Egypt, is Babylon the Great, what the scriptures calls it. All right, letting you know the Lord has come back to take back the earth and subdue his enemies. All right. But in that process of that time where we're seeing that's developing now, we're going to see that your enemy, which is Esau Edom, which is so-called white man, and who is that? What the elites of Esau Edom is going to do what? Set up certain laws, all right, like draconian laws and things like that, to come down on you, Jake, most so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans. Knowing that's getting ready to happen now. We're seeing that happen. All right. And it's going to continue to get worse. Now, as that continues to get worse, you're going to see the people waxing worse. And we're seeing more violence going to occur. You're going to see more famine is going to happen. All right, more pestilence. All these things are coming about. And that's going to bring forth what? Order of KO, and that Order of KO is going to bring forth that sea hill. All right, that Karagma, the mark of the beast. This is all that Esau is setting up, but we know ultimately it's the Lord who have wrote the script. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Yeah, like I say, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. What does that go into? It goes into destruction. All right. And also it's in Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Yeah, and we basically are one with the heavens. All right. So we are the ones that it says that we're outside the crown for the abominations thereof. All right. That's why we are here to preach to the meek. Say to get ready to rejoice. All right. And you have up in the heavens, they're going to be rejoicing because they know that the time is coming for Esau's end. For the wicked to be revealed, for the wicked to be basically done away with, to be subdued. Right. Like the angels are rejoicing, like the preacher said, for the men who have souls in the spirit world that are of the elect, they're on the right hand of the Heavenly Father, asking and inquiring when is the time for the end. Also, the hopeful elect down here that's still doing the work. They say, let's be out, so paraphrase the cost of the heavenly places. And what? In the doctrine, in the knowledge of the Holy Spirit. Okay? Doctrine that came down from the heavens, given unto the selected men. Okay? The hopeful elect. Jesus' word from the foundation of earth. They're going to be rejoicing at all these things, all this calamity, all this division, all this mishap, all this death going around. So, flesh seems kind of scary and it's time to time. The spirit makes you rejoice. It's the end. Tell me, look at you. You see it all night. Look up, but your position drawn. This Philippians chapter 3, in verse 20 in the NLT, it says, "But we are citizens of heaven, where the Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach lives, and we are eagerly waiting for him to return as our Savior." Just to back your point up, man, about those that rejoicing in heaven, we are also citizens of heaven, man. Right? See, Colossians 3, why? Because we set our affections on things that are above, man, not on things of the earth, man. See, so when, like the brother started out with about the transitioning of a kingdom, you know what I'm saying, the kingdom of heaven being established, well, violence has to take place. When you look at all the history, whenever a kingdom was taken over by another kingdom, it was done by warfare, man. See, violence took place, death happened. And the same thing is going to happen when the kingdom of heaven is being implemented on the earth, man. Right? Transitioning from Esau going down until Yahweh Shah's kingdom and the throne of David being established on the earth. We're getting ready to see violence, man. Right? See? Revelation 12 and 12 again. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Going to that word devil, that is basically going to your adversary. All right, someone who's against you. All right. Also, when you go into that devil, that's going into a man or men. That's what the son of perdition. That's going to come down on you. How is going to come down on you? By giving certain rules and laws and legislation to what? Make it hard upon you. He's going to go. He's getting ready to move forward. One thing, because he see that what these chariots are moving towards the earth. So now he's trying to forward his enterprise. All right. But what it says in the scripture, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. We're here to call him out as the watchman, as it says in Ezekiel 3. We're the watchmen of Yahweh Shai. And what do? We're here to we hear it, we receive it, and we report. And we, like I said, basically we put it into put it and make it coincide with the scripture, because what? This is a history book. It's a book of the present, and it's a book of the future. And what is going to happen in his future is Esau, all right, it's going to come down on you because he know he got a short time. All right, it's going to come down on you again. Why? Look at what's going on in Chicago. Look what's going on in Memphis. It's like I say, they niggas, but the thing is, that's not going to stop there. And you see what they were saying, now they started throwing, coming down on your southern kingdom. Well, saying ICE was coming down on. Now it's coming down on the southern kingdom. They ain't asking for no ID. They ain't worried about, what do they say? F them kids. They ain't worried about that. And that's going to continue. It's only just begun. But that song is only just begun. This is it. And he's not going to stop. His ass is ball to the wall. And he's going to set up the brain forth and get ready to throw you into these camps. All right? This is not going to stop. And you Jakes out here thinking everything is all good. Now look what you're seeing. Now you're seeing people getting laid off. All right? If you don't got no job, it's hard as hell to keep a roof over your head. And if you can't keep a roof over your head, what? You get evicted. Now he's trying to say it's a crime to be out there homeless. Look at the pattern. This man don't love you. He's a damn devil. That's my get first Peter. Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, your love of many shall wax cold. Going to what you bring out is get more ugly out here. Hey, and going to that word, going to that waxing cold, what is that going into? People gonna be going to being what? Psycho, lunatics out here. All right, and you're seeing that now. What is that? Matthew 10, 10 and 34. Because, like I said, the love of many. When you come down to having your last piece of bread, hey, families don't even get along. When it comes down to you having no money, not able to buy and support your kids, it get to it's a time where they say you start to lose it. And what is that saying? If you start when you start losing it, I mean, when we start losing, you lose. Meaning, if you start losing things of your life, you start losing things in your mind, you're gonna do what? You're gonna become what? Psychotic. So you see what happened when you know, even on the corner, you know, on the sense of a political stance, how one family member they'll turn against each other because they they political views, man. How much more food? You know what I mean? We've seen that shit happen with the 2020, man. That whole pandemic shit, man. How they split up family people out, man. You supposed to take it off. No, you don't. No, you got that. They split up families, man. How much more when it comes to food and water, man? You know, hey, like I said, with that 2020. Then look at the presidential election. Yeah, that was actually separating people. When Trump first time he got in office, all right, his first term, hey, people was going nuts. They were separate. You had mothers weren't talking to their sons anymore. I saw that. All right, because he voted for a different president. He voted for Trump. He voted for someone else, and what? It caused what? A division. And you're gonna see that amongst Jake. Because what? It's going to be hard upon you, especially 2/3, it's going to get hard upon you, because that's who Esau is targeting most. And it's going to even be some of these low blow Edomites. They're going to be feeling the wrath. You see it now on these goddamn, on YouTube, on these streaming now. What are they doing? Open up, turning on the camera, and all of a sudden they come on the camera, they're crying, all right? They're screaming, they're losing. And this is going to be that gross darkness, that ignorance that people got, don't know what's going on. They just know they're losing, and it's going to circle the whole Babylon the Great. It's going to circle here. It's not going to stop. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. See, there you have these Christian churches think and connotated in all love. You got these pastors, especially the Jake church, says all love everyone. The Lord said, and that's what I read. That's Yahweh Shah speaking with the word he can call Jesus. He said, think not that I come to send peace. All right? But like I say, what they try to let you know and try to lie to you about in the Christian church, he said not to send peace, but what? A sword. What is a sword? What is the sword here to do? A sword is to divide and to maim. And to also, like I said, to unalive. That is what the Lord, with the word he can call Jesus, which is true biblical name is Yahweh Shai, is coming to do. All right? He's not coming to send candy canes and lollipops. Yahweh Shai is not what Esau put out to be like little angels with a diaper on, these little white feathers with looking like Cupid, you know, with the big beer belly. No, Yahweh Shai is coming. He's coming, and like you say, he's going to be coming as like the Father, Alishai. All right, he's going to come back with terrible demon-like power. And see, like I said, when he come back, before he actually get here, it's going to be a lot of division within the family. It's going to be a lot of division with their friends. Luke 12, I'll read 49 through 51. I have come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straight till it be accomplished? Meaning his job and the suffering he had to do in his life, the sacrifice he had to make for the elect. Okay, it's his job to bring that fire and hell upon earth. And that started back during his mission. That's why a lot of times when you read the book of John, when he spoke, he said the rest were divided. So we started the vision back then between the believers and the non-believers. Now Yahweh Shai is being preached upon the whole world. Right. So now that division is spread out worldwide because the doctrine is going on like the 4 corners of the earth. Okay, so since his word has went out, okay, it's been affecting everyone's spirits, man. It's been manifesting all these demons, everyone's getting offended. Okay, and that's probably why they complain. Like even though we're not really playing Esau's damn devil, you know, but they're gonna blame the men of the Lord for everything that's going on planet Earth. It's gonna have a part in it. We're coming into the spirit of how Yahweh Shai said the party's open, calling everyone else, saying this place is going down, man. It's happening. Through the Holy Spirit. Verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. That's not division. All right, he's not coming to send peace. Like saying, what will it be was already kindled. All right, so like saying, when the Lord make his return, there's going to be a lot of turmoil on earth. All right, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed that's going to be happening. There's going to be a lot of famine. All right. So when you read like 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16, it goes into these things. There's going to be sedition amongst men. All these things are about to occur. All right. And Esau, what is his thing? He constantly says it's going to be peace and safety. All right. And what it says, words about moving the book. Yahweh Shai. The church talks about Yahweh Shai coming to give out death and husband. That verse 49 says, what will I be if I already killed me? And NLT says, I wish it was already burning. Right. That's the mindset of Yahweh Shai. He's chomping at the bit right now. Okay? That's why Revelation, the 1st chapter, talks about those that pierced him are going to see him. Right. Because the suffering that he went through was only 2 days ago, the spirit world. Because you say a day with the Lord, one day is 1,000 years. You know, so yeah, how was I the word he because Christ wished this place is already destroyed and judgment is already. But he's subject to the word of the Heavenly Father, just like the rest of the elected. Right? And the rest of the world. Everyone's subject to the Heavenly Father is putting forth. Also showing they're not the same person. You know?
Okay. Isaiah 63 and verse 4, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Is that your point? I was just back to your point about how you said, I wish I ready. He ready to get back, man. He ready to put in that work, man. You know, like the elder said, he's subject, just like all creation is subject unto the Father's will, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's on the Heavenly Father, Yahweh time, man. What you want to just read? Isaiah 63. Isaiah 63 and 1, it says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments of Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Yeah.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Yeah, he's mighty to save. He's going to save the elect. Like it says, his apparel is going to be dyed. What is going to be dyed? It's like a crimson red color. That's going to be what? Color of blood, you know? And Revelation said the blood is going to be up to like the horse's bridle. All right, you know how tall a horse is? All right, do that sound like he's coming to make peace? He's coming to bring forth war. When you go into Isaiah 66 and 15, it speaks about how he's going to come forth. He's going to bring forth fire amongst by way of the chariots. These things that the Lord is getting set up for, it's not going to be a pretty sight. It's not going to be something that, like say, your pastors in these churches are telling you about. He's making it think that he's going to come back and everybody be like, it's just going to be everybody going to be saved. Lord said, nay, he's coming back to bring for vengeance. You don't come back with a relaxed state to bring for vengeance. And this time he's not going to meet you as a man. He's coming as an angelical power.
Isaiah 5, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Amos 5 and 18. Woe to you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into his house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light? Even very dark and no brightness in it?
Hey, like I said, it says it's going to be darkness and not light. It's basically nowhere you can run. All right? You go somewhere, it's like a bear can be. You go somewhere, it's like a snake will bite you, put your arm up on something. Everywhere you look is a danger sign. Danger, danger, danger. All right? This is what you got to get ready. That's why the Lord says you got to be spiritually prepared for what's to come. All right? And we got to have that spiritual covering, like it says in Ephesians 6. You got to have that full armor of Yahweh Shem shot. Because that looks like it's no way out. Very bleak. And see, the thing is, it's going to get to that point, and you're going to look for a solution. Esau is going to try to give you a false resolution, which is going to be what? That see here. And then as you get that, it's still not going to take. You're going to make things it's going to make things worse for you. Because now you'll X yourself out. Now you, like I said, you can't receive a deliverance. This is, hey, you set up for the day of the Lord and you see what's coming. If you don't have this spiritual wisdom, knowledge, understanding, all right, and what is that? The stability of that time, as it says in Isaiah 33 and 6, then you basically have no way out of this thing. Right?
That word bleak in the dictionary, I just looked it up, is of an area of land lacking vegetation and exposed to the elements, of a building or room strongest and inhospitable, cheery, of the weather cold and miserable, of a situation of future prospect, not hopeful or encouraging, unlikely to have a favorable outcome.
Yeah. And that was losing the hope. No way out. It's bleak. It's like a very slim chance you're going to be delivered in your situation that you're in. It's just like it's no way out. It's very bleak, very mild. When you get to that point, what was that movie? The Road. When he got his wife, she looked like it was like a bleak situation. What'd she do?
Get you to take the shot.
Like,
Let me kill my son.
like he killed the son, but she was like, I can't do this anymore. This is what it's going. This is what the Lord does say. The Lord is about to happen.
Some said that maybe it's a seek death. Some people don't seek death. Some things be funny. Hard ones literally disturb the mind. I got something to back that Amos up. 2nd Ezra 16, I'm going to start at verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pain compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it. It's like it says, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Like you read Amos, what is that, 5? Every demand, big, like you said, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere on the earth you're gonna be able to escape what the Lord is getting ready to come, bring upon the earth, unless you're in that sanctuary that he talked about in Psalm 91. Right. The secret place.
Right. And like say those contractions of the woman, a woman's contraction when she's pregnant, when it first starts, it hits you like, woo, and she's like, it hits her, but then she don't feel it for a while. Next thing you know, it'll hit her again, but as time go on, it becomes more expedient. All right. And that's what you're gonna see in America. Like what happened in Mississippi with there was a lot of unalive there. Then you're gonna have certain places, like you say, going in Chicago. They be talking about all the violence there in the inner cities. These things are gonna become more prevalent. It's gonna become more and more in your neighborhood, in your area.
Right. Hey, shit, that's why the Lord said he was gonna speed up the time for the election. Yeah. So when speeding up the time, going back into, like you said, a woman, first you had those bracks and hits, you know what I'm saying? They'll come and they'll go away. But then what? The time for her birth comes on those things. You know what I'm saying? It keep going. It keeps happening more frequently until what? Birth. Yep. See, so with the Lord speeding up time, what that mean? More and more pains are gonna start happening. It's gonna be more frequent. All right, it's gonna be more frequent. And our apostles been telling these people this for years now. You know what I'm saying? That those birth pains. The Lord will bring something, and he'll pull it back, and niggas will become bigger demons. The Lord will bring something else, shock their ass, and niggas. You know what I'm saying? The nigga get shook up again, and then the Lord will kind of bring it back. You know what I'm saying? The nigga chose the birth. Now coming at the time of that full birth, man.
Wow. Jeremiah 15:2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity. So I mean, hey, those that are born for death, there's no escape. If you're appointed unto death, if you're appointed to be 2 thirds, there's no way you're going to die. This calamity is coming. Yep. Whether it be nuclear missile, martial law, chemical bio warfare, these different things that's coming. Jacob's trouble, all these different things that are coming. Even though you've been slated for that, there's no way to get out. Just like the elect, you the elect jump to the foundation there. There's no way that you're not going to be delivered. That's why Amos 9 says he's going to sift the house of Israel from the four corners of the earth, rescatter them, and not the least that fall upon earth like a rain. So those that are born, they better. You're not chosen, rich.
Things are going to come like it's about to happen. You're appointed with something, like you said, it's already written. You're already set to go through that. All right. It probably ain't got to your time yet, but it's gonna happen because, like you say, it's already written. That's what's happening. It's gonna happen in your life. All right. And now, one thing we're about to see now is going to be a lot of people that's going to start be more of an uproar because what did it say? Next month in November, WIC, how's WIC now? They're gonna cut off a lot of food stamps things. Why is that? Because of the government shutdown. That's gonna cause a lot of people a lot of these women to say, I can't feed my kids, I can't feed myself. A lot of people rely on that. A lot of you might rely on it.
A lot of basics too. Yeah, it's women that rely on that. You have a lot of people that have fixed incomes, that are veterans that rely on that. You know what I'm saying? Elderly, you know what I'm saying? People with mental disorders. You know, we talk about think about women, but there's people out there that's all around. So it's going to affect a lot of people.
Ezekiel 5 is verse 16 and 17. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, in which I send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread.
Exactly right before our eyes. If I can say, you know, inflation is steadily increasing. You know, which inflation basically means the purchasing power of a certain currency, you know, is decreasing. Say, for instance, you go in, you buy a bag of chips for $1. Back in the day, you know, we used to get a 99-cent chips. That same 99-cent chips, you're gonna pay more, probably $2.03, right? You know, and get less due to shrinkflation, meaning, you know, it's possible these various corporations want money to produce food, all this crap they call food processing, right? And so they're giving the public less money for a higher cost. Wait,
So you know, 25
yeah, I was thinking about that.
25 cent package. Now those same packages, 99. Now, also the bigger bag, $2 now they're $4 to $6. They're the good, they're so-called healthy brand. They're like $8. And like it's costing these companies more money, so they're giving you less chips. So it's over half there. You get a little bit of chips. Right. But you're paying, you know, $6 to $8. They can have
right. On top of these tariffs that have been hit, that's been hitting the population, you know, the trade wars, the various trade wars that, you know, Donald Trump is engaged with these various countries, these Asian countries, you know, to try to force them basically to buy more American products because there's a trade deficit. America imports a substantial amount of goods, but conversely, you don't export a substantial amount of goods. And that shows you the strength of the American dollar. But these various countries, they're making pacts with one another to circumvent or to step over basically the strength of the American dollar. And the country that spearheaded that is one country that spearheaded that, I should say, is China, right? These various terrorist things of that nature, they're trying to target China to really slow China down, right? But China making tax things of that nature, they don't need the American dollar as much. So now they're still very interdependent. They need one another, but that power of the American dollar is waning. So what's something going to happen to the average person? But the average person is going to have to work harder for less. And these fucking people are paper, dog. You go to work and they complaining all fucking day long about their job, not knowing like this shit about to get bad at you, right? AI is going to take over substantial amount of jobs. People are going to be competent to work at Brands Example. People will be competent to be a cashier, and they don't even see what's going on. So the staff of bread is going to breaking the staff of bread.
Ezekiel 5 and 16.
You got it.
When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, right, which shall be for their destruction, right, and which I send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread.
Right, break the staff of bread. What does that mean? Ain't gonna be no bread being produced. You know, hey, we have the piece of unleavened bread, and you go to the grocery store, and you really just sit back and think. I know brothers have this 52. It's like, man, there's a lot of products that's made basically with wheat or yeast, right? Bread, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's a lot. Well, these various, additives, they're not going to be scarcely available. It's gonna be either too high, or a lot of these corporations want to shut down because it's gonna be too expensive to produce certain things, man. And you fat ass Americans, man, you're gonna be in trouble in that day. I want to say America gets a lot of things right. So they don't even really. I mean, there's wheat that's produced in America. But like another mentioned, America is an importing nation. They import more than they. See, so when shit really is these Americans ain't gonna know what to do. These Babylonians ain't gonna know what to do, man, because like you said, they've been careful. They like this was the city that dwells without care. Right. Yeah. I got that word staff. That word staff in the Hebrew is matah. All right, and the definition here says from staff as support from figurative staff of bread or food supply. Right. Go ahead, Mike. Get down. Ezekiel 5:16 again, 3 verse 17. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, in which I will send to destroy you. I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So, verse 17. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee. And pestilence and blood shall pass through thee. And I will bring the sword upon thee. I, Yahweh, have spoken.
And all that is culminated, like say, lack of bread. Like he's gonna break that bread, which is what? You will have a lack of food in your house. You have a lack of food, then you're gonna do what? The Lord is setting up for your destruction, for your demise. All right? There could be a lot of death. And they say one of the worst deaths is by flooding, by drowning, by famine, basically starving to death, and fire. Bro, and you like you said, when you ain't nothing for a certain period of time, you be like, what? I'm going to ketosis. 72 hours in, your body started to correct the cells, start to rebuild themselves. But the point is, when you continue to go days and days, a week, a little longer and not eating, your body starts doing what? Eating itself. All right? And that is not a good feeling. You see over there when they show them videos over there with in Africa, they'll be over there and the baby just laying there with the big head, see the bones. They can't even blink their eyes. It's 11 of them, right? Yeah. A diaper on the field. Because he just couldn't get up. It's definitely himself. Now, dude, that means your organs can't even hold their bowels in. You just letting go. All right? That's what it's going to come. The Lord said He's going to set it up for your destruction. All right? And DJ Trump, he's ready to get that happen, get that popping, because he don't care about you. He saw the elites don't care about you. Yeah, they don't care about their own people. Because what? One thing, because they know that these elites know who got to receive the blessing. They know what the Lord is setting up for them to happen to them. So they're trying to offset the prophecy. They're looking to do away with the seed of Jacob, the seed of Jacob, whose name will change to him.
All right, they're trying to solidify and establish synthetic kingdom. Right. So we talked about the famine. Half of it is Esau intention, right? Taking out the small farmers, taking out the smaller farmers, with C-19 here. Right. A lot of those small mom and pop places, they couldn't afford to stay in business. So he's going to set up a place where he's going to have to pay storehouse vegetable relations where people are going to have to come to. And he's going to have control of that. He's going to ration that shit out. He's going to ration it all out. He's pushed that gate and elected pressure on the pump. Or he's going to put people in the rock and hard. He's intentionally crashing the economy. Set up a new financial system. And that, that's what you have to get rid of a lot of people so we can maintain control. But the guys control of the power of the good. So a lot of people that got to do away with themselves. Have to have all that starving out.
Right. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 9 in NLT. Those killed by the sword are better off than those who die of hunger. Starving, they waste away for lack of food from the field. Lamentations 4 and verse 9 in the NLT. Those killed by the sword are better off than those who die of hunger. Starving, they waste away for lack of food from the fields. It says, tender-hearted women have cooked their own children. They have eaten them to survive the siege.
That's what's about to happen. And you notice when you go into history, who would be the first one to cook up their children are the women. All right.
And you got women on the internet talking about breaking up with their family or breaking up their husband, saying, you know, I decided to choose me. I chose me. Wait, okay. What is a baby going on?
Right.
She's going to choose herself. You know? And it's going a lot of stuff that we see that's going to be going on. We're going to actually see. A lot of stuff is going to be trending. You know? It's going to be more recognized, bro. But that's why we out here because we're trying to see that coming.
Well, that lets you know how harsh it's gonna be. Like Rick said earlier, you know, you could be seeking death and you ain't gonna find it. You wanna die. You wanna release go back to the spirit world. That's how bad it's gonna get. All right. You're gonna be like, I'm through with it. I don't know what to do. I can't eat. You know, when you're starving, it's hard for you to sleep. You know, if you go 3 or 4 days without sleeping, you start getting delusional. Yeah, lack of sleep. These things are about to get set up to happen.
Same chapter that you read. Lamentation 4, but I'm going to jump up a couple verses. Lamentation 4 and 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breath. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the sucking child cleaving to the roof of his mouth. And so sometimes equate the daughter of people, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women, to the ostrich. If you go to Job 39, talks about how clumsy and it's careless the ostrich, but she'll step on her own eggs. She's not paying attention. That's equated to our women now. You got women now that a lot of women are taking trips. They're going on cruises and leaving their kids at the house for weeks at a time. Yeah, by themselves. They're already not feeding their kids. They're already not taking care of them. Because I heard the world is out, so when famine comes, it's just imagine what they're going to do. Right. You know, because they already do.
A lot of these women need a reason to unbuy their kids. Right. Wait, you know.
They're so you see it, especially with Kevin Samuels, from a lot of women, they're ridiculous. So that's going to be the prime opportunity.
I can say, you know, at one point, like in the 90s, 2000s, there would be a lot of women you see on the news that left their kids and it'd be 100 degrees in the car. Now I always think that's something that they probably wanted to do and then run out and be screaming. But they wanted them to have.
Yeah.
They probably looked back there and saw their baby just walked on out the car. Yeah.
They're very good actors.
Right.
Lamentation 4 and 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the sucking child cleaving to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children have bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. We see a lot of that now. Social media. So when times get really hard, and it's already a selfish mindset in this society, what do you think they're going to do then?
People would just put their kids in front of a TV all day and be on the fucking phone. Yeah. Don't even engage with kids. put it in television, leave them be. Watch TV all day. They get mad whenever the baby trying to get your attention. Leave me alone, Darnell. Yeah. Yeah. First gonna turn it off because the child wants attention. You over here get mad because you done set the child up under the damn TV all day. Or like you said, the tablet. You wonder why these kids got autism. So there's studies that link autism with, saying screen time. On average, a child's supposed to have 1 to 2 hours of screen time. Right. They'll be sitting in front of a TV all day, they're constantly stimulated, but they're not being taught. Right? They know what you're saying, but they don't have the human interaction. Right? If you really look at then you got to think, man, why is autism a first world phenomenon? Why is that only seen in the first world? One, because the doohickeys they give the kids at birth, you much you can't say it. You gotta talk like kids, right? And then two, shit, upbringing, the culture of this place. You get it on, you pump the kids up with, hot sauce, and then hot McDonald's, and then you sit in front of fucking TV all day. Yeah. Nigga don't know how to speak, but he know how to run a tablet better than you.
That's real serial too. They kids got a little energy. They running back and forth down the hall. They say what they got 88 feet. I gotta give them something so I can settle him down.
Well, that's it. Or a child be loud. A child will be loud growing up. And then they'll take out your ad.
You said take out the who?
Take out your ad. But you have ad noise in your neck. Pretty much your throat that causes you to be louder as a child. So, but they'll, like a doctor will sit here and tell you that they're not deep.
Right.
If your child's loud, they'll get the surgery to take the ad.
Yeah. I have never, damn. Wow. That's what I always tell you. They can kill you. You don't worry about it. But that's what these children, these women do. Is what to get the man out the house. The man can keep things more in order. But then we see that woman can't handle stress, can't handle stress like this. They get mad at their children. Hey, sometimes they be having cameras in there, and these women be getting mad and rubbing their kids up, hitting them like dudes. And then when they come around, then they tell them to sit in front of the TV or sit in front of the tablet for 6, 7, 8 hours. Yeah, they got a bunch of, I don't know if y'all seen it, but a bunch of cable guys running around. If you seen that movie, you saw how goddamn crazy and deranged he was. That was his mother standing in front of the TV days on end.
Yeah.
He's a maniac.
Right. Yeah.
That's all they learned.
Right. I'm driving. I'm just radio, and there was this thing called Roblox. Roblox. They say, hey, if your kids was been watching playing with Roblox and they were getting taught, they were being groomed, give us a call at so-and-so. So here it is, you set your kid in front of Roblox and they getting groomed. They're getting groomed, dog. There's so many subliminal messages in these TV shows, dog. You gotta be weary of what your kids put your kids in front of, man. Right? Yeah, you gotta pay attention. I put on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, right? It's some gay shit, right? I'm thinking, oh man, I grew up on this, man. Look, man, I'm gonna watch recently when a Power Ranger got a girlfriend. She's a girl. Jurassic Park got some bro. I'm kind of saying Jurassic World, where that shit. Yep, you just be careful what you do. Yeah. What you set the kids in front of. Because these kids, like I said, they know how to use that goddamn remote. Why you think, they just watch it, Fluffy McDuck or whatever the hell they watching. Oh, they went for you to code to leave and they know how to press the last channel button. They watch stuff we watch when we was kids, man. It's 10 times worse. I have something. See, Job 39, in I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, "Gavest thou the goodly wings to the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them? She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear, because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding." You see, and that's the thing, the Esau did a number on women,
Yeah.
And through the spirit, man, Esau knows that she's the weaker vessel. Right. You know what I'm saying? But he gave her particular rights and things like women live, take the man out the house, and then now she's playing daddy and mama. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Rock said, it's a problem when you call your grandmama mama and your mama ain't. You know what I'm saying? Child over here don't know what the hell is going on. You see what I'm saying? And then at that point, the child grows up completely emotional. I'm talking about that when you see these YNs running around, they're products of their mothers, man. Mm-hmm. Some of us, you know what I'm saying? Some of us may not have had our fathers in our lives for that long. Some of us did. But hey, call all your husbands now outside. We turned out where we at right now. Right. Because that's all the Holy Spirit. But when you look at these people today, and specifically the women in our generation now raising up these other young children, that's the reason why they call it Generation Z. Right.
Lord provide all with even those that are actually sincere in this heart, they just don't have it.
Right.
A lot of bad DNA walk around the plate of the producer. It's multiplying. Right. While the slain the Lord shall be pitied. There's a lot of bad DNA that's replicated in the planet Earth. Right.
Bodies are broken. Traumatized, broken. Right? A man can't be a man here, and a woman can't be a woman. We as men, we can't provide all the way. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to, a man should be able to have a job, at least, you know what I'm saying? Really, we're supposed to have rulership. You know what I'm saying? Being on rulership, businesses, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Land, things of that nature. On a small scale, we're talking about here. Right? You should be able to take care of your family by yourself. One paycheck. You can't do that here. A woman has to work, bro. And she's not going to respect you because she has to. She can to a T, but when you ask her to cook and clean, she's gonna do either one or all. And even if she got time, guess what? She can't cook or she can't clean. You gonna have to help out. It's a broken and that breaks down your fucking manhood, dog. It wears you down as a man. Yeah. She should be. I was gonna say, because she should be in the house. She should be in the house. Making bread from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Learning recipes. She should have, but she should have that. With the child, not taking. Even if your child go to daycare. Yeah. Like God, that even that alone, that's demonic stuff, man. You got somebody else raising your children, and paying an arm and a leg for that shit every week. When the wife should be in the crib. Providing for the household, raising the children, learning recipes, sewing, like learning the skill. Having skills. Women don't have skills today. They don't have skills. But once again, you can blame Esau for that shit, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really, it stems back to the curses at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We just said hell, man. And then we can't forget about the upbringing of these women. They talk like trying to sick man. Get your money, girl. And that's your nigga to nigga.
Get your money. Get your money, play the field. I heard coming up, play the field, Jump on the car carousel at the end of the day.
Right. And then look up and you 45 and want something real.
You can't even pair a bond with somebody. You can't pair a bond with nobody. You can't. Yep. Smith, that's right. Yo.
All that DNA, right.
Anti-depression.
That's why King Solomon said he haven't found not one woman out of 1,000, right? So it talks about, you read in Job 9 and 39, 18, he deprived her of wisdom. That's why King Solomon said, out of one man, out of 1,000, he found one man. So we know now in Proverbs 1 and 7, it says the fear is the beginning of wisdom. Women don't have fear of the Lord. That's why they move the way they move. They go back to the garden. When they ate that philosophy back then, they knew they didn't care about the Most High or had that fear. So that's a curse upon us because of what we did to the Lord, you know. That's a punishment. It's fucked up.
He's pretty much giving us a taste of this. All right, well, this how you did it. Now, your wife's gonna be a harlot in the streets. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna respect you. You know, because as a man, you ultimately want respect. Right? You know, you want respect. You want to be honored. You want to be revered. See, but in a society where you're not sovereign, you can't be respected. You know, you can't be revered. That's why the only goal at this point is the only goal at this point is salvation. And focus on the kingdom. Like Yahweh Shah said, man, focus on the kingdom, everything else will just play out.
All right.
That's what we do as a man trying to find moments of expression of dominance or superiority. Right? So you try to have sex with a lot of women, try to accumulate a lot of money, try to show your strength, even showing your strength there and drinking. Right? The boys out here, you know what I'm saying? I can drink, fight. All these are little nuances of a man trying to express superiority.
Right. Yep.
And it leads to death.
This ain't already. This ain't the time for that. It's also say all things are lawful but not expedient. They can have a lot of not expedient situations. It's more bad. Press down and help them society.
Right. Take this to exist. What it be. You can't exist in that. You know, we're here, we're physically here, we physically exist. Are we truly existing? It's really every day. It's a spirit of Yahweh says that I'm being perished, the emperor man day by day. That's crazy. A lot of us are depressed. A lot of us are addicted to shit.
Yep.
You know, in this flesh, we really do in this flesh, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like real talk, like we really like if somebody was to really like sit down and so called analyze and be a psychiatrist with you, man, we would be a fucking case to whatever, man. You know? Surviving here for not living.
You know? Micah 2, verse 10 says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." This is not our rest. No, as the other mentioned earlier, this what we're seeing now is pollution. Okay, and then what is the pollution? Your life, your mind. All right, everything you see and pointed out that we've been pointing out to you is what is basically set up for your downfall. Because what? This earth was given to the hands of the wicked. So every time you look out and you see, what do you see? All bunch of wicked. You see a bunch of mow activity running rampant. Like the other mentioned, you can't even go on to TV and watch anything, but leave your child sit there and watch somebody himself, because Esau's going to set up, slide something in there to show a man and a woman and a woman. Out of nowhere. And you act like he don't know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And this is the whole thing to set it up for. Set up for you to what? To go off. All right? Because he want to keep you from being one with the Lord. Psalms 83 says that them and the heathen nation came together. All right, to do what? To keep you on, keep you at a lower state, to keep you away from the Most High. And by way to do it is what? Continue to have you full of iniquity. And Jacob already go off. We already stiff-necked. And that's why we're here to tell you to come back to the Lord. When the Lord opens your eyes, you're supposed to repent. That's what we're here to tell you. Repent because the day of the Lord is at hand.
All right. I go to 1 Peter 4:7. It says, and we measure time diligently in itself, but the end of all things are at hand. How do we know that? Because what? Look at what's happening in the world. Look at the prophecy that's happening. All type of wickedness.
Jeremiah 6:16, thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and seek and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls.
That's why you seeking the old path, you mentally find a rest. It's funny the brother read that this is not your rest. So the only rest we're finding now is on the spiritual side of it, not the carnal side of it. So when you come into this and understand the old way, and you do a comparison of this life and how it's supposed to be, yeah, you'll get upset, you'll be mad, but you'll find rest because now you know and understand why things are the way it is today.
That's the problem.
The water. Yep.
Station and everyone else, they don't know. They just here, they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Nothing is matched up in their belief. Whatever, nothing is matched up for people. Like, what the fuck is going on? They're steady talking about this year will be on our new year. This will be like, it's steady getting worse and worse.
Right.
You know? And that's the problem. They do the same dumbass mantras, and it's not working out. So everyone's crashing out. They have for trouble resting up. That's fun. Sure. Like the other said, that's the rest of the job. They're having their fun. They have a shot. Understanding that I self to see what's going on. So there's no this bullshit. It's frustrating for the flesh. The spiritual side, like, right. Almost over.
Sure. Hey, like if it ain't your rest. Oh, you have people that looking like it's not. It's gonna be my year. It'll be my year. But then you realize they lose hope because what you tell they're living in the land of make believe. Now you're starting to see reality. You see reality, you're like, damn. Now you have what? You have no hope because what? You don't see things in front of you. But when you have faith, as it says in Hebrews 11, you know, faith is things that are let me paraphrase, substance, things are not seen. All right. We all like to say, what we look for a kingdom to come. You know, yeah, this is not our continuous sin.
Ephesians 2:12 to back you up. It says that at that time ye were without. Actually, I'm sorry, verse 11. Ephesians 2:11. It says, wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision in the flesh made by hands. Verse 12. That at that time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope, and without the Most High in the world.
But, hey, like I said, we were without Yahweh Shai. All right. You go look back, we were without Yahweh Shai. We was over here in this land here called Babylon the Great, aka America, to what? To the late 60s. Then that spirit of life came back into us. We started seeing who we were. All right. Because what? And, one thing we was uncircumcised of what? The mind. Now we're back in remembrance. All right. The Lord gave us the eyesight to see. All right. Now, as we see that, we're coming back into the fold and remember who we are. Now we're coming back to repenting. Letting our people know why we're all in this situation. Why is the Lord putting us through these things? Like Charleston White, like you said, he got people that are trying to tell people, you know, you don't believe in the Lord. Why? Because he said, why would you have you in slavery? All right. Why would you have you in slavery all these years and then having these Edomites basically beat your backs? Why is that? One reason, because what? Because you was going on. Jake Custer would go on. The Northern Kingdom came over here to the Americans and did the same thing. Started waxing worse. All right, start worshiping other gods, these things. Like I say, you're supposed to turn back to the hands of the Lord. So now we're, like I say, now we're receiving that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Now we're starting to see why, you know, the things are the way they are now.
Yeah. The difference is that these everyday Jakes and people walking around, they understand that this is their, or else they think that this is the reality of how it's supposed to be.
Right.
The difference between us and them is the fact that we understand the reality of this.
You know what I'm saying? The reality is that we're being punished. Jacob thinks that this is going to just continue forever. Right? America is going to continue. Esau is going to keep ruling. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much you're just going to just continue working until you fucking die. Or yeah, I'm going to just keep working until I hit retirement and get my SSI check. Like 5 years. You know, I had a co-worker talking to me about that the other day. I'm 56, and you know, I plan on retiring when I'm 60. I plan on being done when I'm 60. In my mind, I'm just like, you know, I just plan on just retiring, but it's like they have no rest. You know, these like they really think that this shit's gonna continue on and on, man. You know, but we are here to let you know, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Israelites, that there's something better in store for you, man. You got it. You know?
Zechariah 9:12. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even to today do I declare that I will render double unto thee.
And that stronghold is talking about turning back to Yahweh Mashiach Shai, man. The scripture says the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and be made safe. Right? And when it says I reward double unto thee, when you go into that ancient custom, if you would have a debt, you would pretty much hang it up on the wall. It was like a wall in the gate that you would hang up the debts. And when somebody would pay that debt, they would pretty much fold it. They would fold that debt double. But you know that debt that you had was complete clean slate. And somebody paid it. So when the Lord said that He would reward it unto double unto us, ultimately that's going to Yahweh Shai, man. You know, He paid the debt. He paid the dues. You know, it's like, yeah, the kinsman redeemer, man. Here it is. You got sold into slavery. You know, you was in a bad time. You was in poverty, and you had to just give up all your possessions. What would you do? You would give that your kinsman redeemer or your closest kin will come and they will redeem that land for you. So in the year of Jubilee, or whatever you would, if you didn't have the time to get it and buy it back in the year of Jubilee, what would happen? It would be given back to you because your kin had it. It wasn't just sold to some random person, you know. So Yahweh Shai is our true. He's the true kinsman redeemer, man. Even though we in a foreign land, we still belong to Yahweh Shai. He's gonna come back to redeem us, man, and take us back to our own land, you know, and get them goddamn gutter rats up out of there, man. The kingdom of heaven gonna be on earth, right? You know, we ain't gonna be floating. Here it is. Esau done ruled the world, used a sword, got lands and all that kind of stuff, busting all kinds of nuts all over the place. Here it is. Our kingdom is gonna be in heaven, floating around on a Nimbus cloud all day with a little ass heart. And the hell no, man. Yeah. Drinking milk and eating honey. Yeah.
You said
Drinking milk and eating honey. That's
milk and honey all day.
Yeah.
You got milk and honey. Wow. Fine.
You know, and that's what you should want as a man, specifically an Israelite man. You should want to rule, man.
Right. Esau did this. He has foolish intelligence. Yeah. And that's why there's such friction between the two. Because so-called Nicolaites and Native Americans, they want to coexist here. They want to fully assimilate. And Esau's like, no, I don't want to be
Right.
The scripture says, I think it's in Jeremiah, it says that pretty much those that join with those that circumcise themselves with the uncircumcised will be punished for them, man. Right? Yep. You know? Yeah. So if you want to be like this devil, man, you're gonna get the same punishment as him, man. You want to be like Esau, you want to be like the so-called white man, you want to be like one of these goddamn heathens, man. But you know damn well that you don't know, but we tell you, like, man, you over them, man. You want to be like an Ishmaelite. You want to be like a fucking Elamite, man. You want to be equal to that nigga. You know?
I don't know whether they accept you unless you be bending, right? Or, you know what I'm saying, straight bitch ass nigga, right? They take pictures of us, you know what I'm saying, as spectators, you know what I'm saying? But they're a part of nigga in the dress. Right. You give them high fives, but we're a joke up here.
They don't deal with
Bruce. Dinner. He wouldn't even a full year before he had his transition. He won woman of the year. That should have had, y'all should have felt some kind of way about that, you women. Y'all been winning for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 60. He was a woman for 200 days and he became woman of the year. Y'all need to up y'all game up. Yeah. This nigga wanted to ask him.
Yeah, he was a man back in the same place.
Yeah.
He was the pinnacle of manhood.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think that he saw. I don't think he saw Turner's part now. Right. Turner things upside down. Right. 50 years later, called down to the first point.
Niggas couldn't wait to try to go on a date with his ass. They were lining up, bro. Like, nigga, yes. They were lining up to go on a date with this nigga, man.
Come on, man. Like, really, what's it? Wow.
Yeah. You need all that to turn to last week.
It's like, bro.
Stop dating women.
No, he didn't. No, he did.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
No, he. Oh. Boy, that's through.
Last time scripture said that the city of confusion. All the cities got to go. It got to be burned on fire. America got to go. Esau off the chain, literally. So his ass got to be put back on the chain.
Right.
That's right.
Isaiah chapter 24, starting at verse 4. The earth mourning, and this whole chapter goes into how Esau messed everything up. Which is why the end result of this chapter is going to be destruction and slavery. This whole chapter speaks to the exception of his wickedness, how he fucked everything up to where he's trying to bring it down to America. He's going to destroy it and put down. Isaiah 24:4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world language and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth language. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the law, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
I say it said earth is found under the under the habits thereof. Hey, because who is defiled because of your ruler? Starts off with the head, and it says in Sirach, you know, it says as king over forever, as king goes to all the people.
10-3.
So whoever Esau, this is what Esau is set up for. All right, it's the foul. Now you have the kids that you asked Billy what he want to grow up to be. He said he want to be Miss America. You know, this is what the defilement of the earth has led to. It seems like that.
I got to respect it. According to Esau's laws, you got to respect it. Motherfucker want to be a cat. I identify as a cat. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, all this school now, man, bro, that shit wild. Trans dogs. Nigga, your goddamn manager. Dude, Monday through Friday, this nigga telling you, bossing you around, telling you need to have these supports by this deadline. But on the weekend, this nigga dress up like a dog and go to a competition and roll around on the fucking ground, and niggas applaud and judge this nigga. I'll get that a 10. Nigga need to be stoned. Everybody in the building needs to be stoned. Like, bro.
Isaiah 24:4 again. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do language. And that's the part of it. All these different BS that he saw allowed to run rampant about the earth. It's what? It's also causing different diseases.
Yeah.
Psychological problems. So everyone is language. The earth itself, because he's destroying it, but also the people. He's giving people the reason to destroy themselves. Every avenue.
Right. He called freedom. Esau equates debauchery to freedom. When the average person doesn't have freedom, you don't have freedom. Right? Freedom is the ability to know where your food comes from. That's freedom. The freedom is having access to your own food, not fucking bitches. It's not freedom. Right. That's childish shit. The average man is a fucking child. Right? Being able to raise your kids, being able to have multiple wives instead of you run like a fucking mouth. Then you get caught. You know, the average man, he put no tank for the beach.
That's something. Say, having control over your food, certain type of control. You don't have that. You know, it's pushed down your throat. Set the payment. And also, monitoring all this BS pushed down your throat. Guiding. So you're not. Verse 5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. That's the law, such commandments of the Heavenly Father. You change the order, whether it's marriages, parent-child relationship, allow them to cut their rods off, call themselves whatever, marry a tree, marry a cell phone, marry themselves, marry the ocean, whatever the hell you want to do. The order of everything is completely jacked up. It's turned upside down.
That's like the spirit is very good. And what Esau's spirit is that Alice the Father's spirit. The Alice the Father's spirit is do as thou wilt. Do as thou wilt. You're gonna be whatever you do, everybody else should applaud it and say that's good. All right. You know, that's where they get, and that's why Esau always say it's always you should love everybody. No, you shouldn't love a moat. You shouldn't love a pedo. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't love these things. But he let you know that whatever you do, you should love it and be okay with it.
Right. Hate the evil, love. What the scripture says, the hate the evil, love the evil.
Right.
What is pushed up? What's pushed up in here is that everything is backwards. Like it says, Malachi, right now the crowd is called happy. Now those that curse the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Are pretty much, and if you want oh yeah, so like these guys, if you're in the Hollywood position, like you're a celebrity or whatever it may be, you have to push a particular look at Snoop Dogg now. You know what I'm saying? Back when he went to go see the Buzz Lightyear movie with his grandkids trying to figure out why there was a HOMO sexual scene in the movie where you had two girls that was together, one of the other, and the grandchild asked him, like, what's going on here? Like, what's this? And he pretty much had to, like, shit, like, kind of beat around the bush with it. And he got all this backlash for it. He had a tranny call him out on the shit. You know what I'm saying? He had a tranny call him out on the shit. And then now all of a sudden, on his TV show, now his little shit's when it comes down to this whole mode. Like, yeah, he put modes in his cartoon. Had a gay white boy that's on my hand. He got broke. What's up, nephew? So that's what happened. He got broken, man. And they took his ass to the back room. It was like, look, you want to be with this shit? You see what happened to you. You see what happened to your homies, your homie Diddy, right? You know we got you on camera, right? Right. We know we got you on camera effing a goat, right? And you really want the shits? And what did he do? He sit his ass down and shut the fuck up and was like, all right, time. That's exactly what happened.
By the old joke said, ever since about if I could make my son not be gay, I'm gonna do that. See, that's when the second Sanders special that came back and bit him in the ass like 5 or 6 years. They made a whole documentary about it. They took the Oscar Holster from it.
Him and the Rock kissing. The scene where Shaq had this man bent over, he was acting like he was fucking him all on camera. Sitting in the Rock's lap. These dudes have to sell out. Dress. He was in the dress catch the nail. Who dressed? Yo, that show was.
Back then,
They would never do that.
So when you want the bread, you put some goddamn dress.
You get to that other room, get to that next zero, people will do something strange for a piece of change.
You're not gay.
Yeah.
I wonder what he buys.
I saw that.
So he woman in there.
Right.
You know, they chase it, so they gonna have to get that cash account.
Get that. So, yeah. They got millions.
And Esau Edom knows that these podcasts are the next wave. The CIA has already infiltrated a lot of these podcasts.
Big time.
Right? And, you know what I'm saying? That's why we say social media, all in all aspects is controlled by the CIA. So you got like a guy like Kevin Hart, you know, Tico with Cal Salente and Drewski. Then all of a sudden, this nigga Ray J just shows up talking about taking baths with goddamn Cal Salente. This is subliminal message. Y'all want to take a shower with you. This fruitcake.
Ray J. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. He's losing it.
There was a good interview from they say I watched it.
But Cam,
Ray J,
Cam Newton.
Franklin.
Oh yeah, you seen that? Yeah. It was, yeah. I'll watch it a little bit.
I mean, it was pretty good to me.
Yeah. I was watching a little bit of it.
It's just going to show you like these
Niggas hurting
don't
through.
got it. They
Through.
really don't got it. You know what I'm saying? And then, like even Ray J, if you look at him, you can just tell he had demons.
Struggling, bro.
He's a broke. That's a broken individual. He's that guy who got cancer. Nature. You know that his comeback magazine dream. Bodybuilding. All of a sudden, it goes left, dog. I don't know if y'all seen that.
No, I haven't heard
I
of it.
was just like, I was watching. I was like, wow, this is like scale of acting. This is great. And then some wild stuff. So I ain't gonna, no sports. It's a lot, but it shows you like you gotta do some strange things.
Like Isaiah 24:6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few take left. So this earth is cursed because of Esau. All these mission, Esau's mission upside down. All the wickedness and whole activity that you have to engage in to have some sort of status or high level finance in society. You have to do something strange. And both sides are things. You know, you're gonna have to get some type of low activity, all different things. But because of Esau, the earth, the curse of the valley, that's why the Lord is ready to destroy it. That's why I'm saying, the Lord come to all of us being with the society, being with all this activity, all this activity of every listen. So both sides are about to destroy a lot of people. Famine, sword, all things we went to in the beginning. The Lord got a lot of ways he's about to take you out.
Yeah, so I mean, add on to that. The reason as to why there's a curse on the earth, the way it is ultimately because we fail. We fail. You know, the scripture says the earth was created for our sakes. You know, but even if, you know, since the righteous and authority, the people wanted the whole reason that's why the centipedes and Esau's on the top, being the basest man on the planet, is ultimately because we jacked them, keep up. Disobedience. Now the whole earth is born and the animals is born and they wanted us to be back in school.
That's right.
Like it says in Romans 8 chapter, man. Like, man, you know, the whole creation is thrown so that the sons of God can be placed back into the right order, man. Right? That's the whole earth needs that. So get them when Yahweh Shah coming back in the regular.
That's right.
You know? And a piece of advice. This is Wisdom of Solomon 14. You got it. Wisdom of Solomon 14. And I'm gonna start at verse 22 and read out. This is what we see going on right now, right? It says, moreover, Yeah, moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. Well, for whilst they slew their children in sacrifices. Okay. What was Psalm 14 and 22? Moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. Those so great plagues called they peace. Don't you know that? Good. Keep going. Okay. So really good talk. All right. What was Psalm 14 and 22? Moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High. But whereas they
erred in the knowledge of the Most High. Okay? Everyone think they know the Most High, they treat the Most High as sacrifice. So everyone is error. Why you see
basically think of Acts 17. There was in Mars Hill, and they had the inscription to the unknown God.
Yeah.
You know, but when he was in Mars Hill, we all kinds of debates and talks about all kinds of things. You know, it says those some great plagues called they peace.
a lot of people are thinking this is peace, they're thinking this is it. Like this is going to continue.
It says, verse 13, for whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites.
You know, people coming after the children. That caused a lot of people to sacrifice this way to be Christmas. You know, the people don't have to put into a child sacrifice. You know, sacrifice their children to idols.
You got a big one coming up for Halloween.
Yeah.
That's the sacrifice. Especially when you get all these wicked attire.
Oh, yeah.
Back to Sam Hain. It's all a part of worship. Yeah, right. You know, Christmas, Halloween, all
Strange rites, as it says. You know, these strange parties. Like it shows you in that movie, Him. You know what I'm saying? That football movie. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like you got to do all these particular things. You got to do something strange to get the change. As they've been saying, right?
all kingdoms. Worship some sort of idol as king.
Verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
Right. They kept these lives of marriage undefiled. And marriage is now marriage is completely defiled. It's completely out of order. They're marrying anything. You know, the woman is wearing pants and marriage all the time. For these people in the world. You know, even in there, when you go to the marriage, you got some sort of tiptoe around. You got to keep the peace sometimes.
Right.
You know?
You got to do microaggression. Do a little slick shit to show, you know what I'm saying, sense of masculinity to you. You got to brush it off because you know she's being a team. Even that way on, you know. Turn her cheek in your own house. You gotta legalize. Whatever. Yeah. I'm hunting. You ain't tired of me. Yeah. Once she came on there, she sprayed her weed down with Lysol. She got an attitude.
I said, wow.
Relationships of the date shows. Red pill. What's all we got to tell us today? Everything. People have sex in marriage. You have sex constant in marriage. You have your reception. Just like that, everybody's popular. So it's completely devolved in all aspects of life. Under this damn government.
Verse 24 again, it says, they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another treacherously. Let me read that again. But either one slew another treacherously or grieved him by adultery. And that runs rampant over here, man. Adultery is a normal thing now, man. For a man to go sleep with another man's wife, that's just normal. That's the end thing. That's cool. That's cool.
That's masculine. They call that shit masculine.
That's the end thing. You know, man, shit. Man, hey, she rolled up on me, man. She rolling up on me. Yeah, she really kind of fit me. I mean, back in the 80s and 90s, like the songs, they were talking about, a woman was talking about taking another woman to a man. Right? Now it's the exact opposite. And I was listening on my way to Camden, I was at the end of a shit damn motherfucker. I was like really listening to reading the lyrics. I'm like, bro, he's talking about somebody committed adultery with his woman and he killed him. Go vote for it.
Whereas I'd rather get behind and kill both of y'all.
Why are you believe in it like now? It's saying like now it's believe all over the damn place, man. We're all in handcuffs. Yep. You know, I'm gonna get my gun. Yep.
You know, so that's everything. Look about water before that means she's strong. She got herself out of a bad situation. You know, that's a coach. You know, man, you would have another one. He's be shit. Right. But the women are wanting it. They're told you yourself out of that situation. Don't want to bring something else. Those are it's a moment. That's what I'm talking about. Also about that song that they have to have beat. Damn it. Hell, you blow all sorts of productions.
I replace them with football.
I was just thinking that.
This is adultery.
Adultery.
All jam and R&B, it's all adultery.
Right.
Especially that damn blues.
Yep. I got the best. Oh, he got by the fuck up. Now you got the best. That nigga said, I got the best. I know how to make you. I know how to make you.
That's crazy, boy.
You know, younger to sing. And you be listening to even today, you be like, man, you naturally start singing to it. Like, you gotta catch yourself like, shit wicked. Shit wicked, you know? Yeah. Continuing on, verse 25, it says, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness. Yep. Verse 25, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter.
So blood being sent here constantly. Adultery. Manslaughter,
manslaughter, theft.
yeah, that's what you see a lot of them. Like, people still parties, you look at the idiot, Carl Rock. Don't give that out. Catch your head for the try to get the emblem back. You better know have a good day. That's what right. But you still back and talk about the emblem. You know, have to suck your voice.
I seen a video of a nigga doing that shit, and the dude like he knew that she was stealing his packages, so that he actually had a package sitting there that he said he some dog sitting there. The lady came up, grabbed it, walked down. Then you see her just throw the package back and got her ass. It's just like here it is, like what that's talking about package for.
Wow.
Like seriously. We live in a society where everything's a scam. Like you get a phone call, scam. Like it's likely a scam.
Wake up. That whole testimony. Get the notice.
Scam. Fucking evil might doing that shit hard. Take a rep about being a scam. Just get other people that think that, you know, they're doing the right thing.
says, so that there reigneth all men without exception, blood, manslaughter, death, and dissimulation. Dissimulation. Just real quick, in the Bible, dissimulation refers to acting under a false pretense or hypocrisy.
Here, false. Wow. That's all you see all day on social media, at work, grocery store, walking hypocrisy all throughout the life. Because it's the ultimate hypocrite in the world. Like what else? Sirach 10 earlier. And the brew is so it's the opportunity, so the people. The ultimate hypocrite is the world. That's what you see all throughout the way.
Corruption, unfaithfulness.
Corruption and unfaithfulness. Nice woman. What's he doing on unfaithfulness? Also, it's an unfaithful mindset. These hoes ain't good. Because there's no Lord.
It says tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good terms, defiling of souls.
Defile yourself in society. Everything that's put into you, defile the soul. Every aspect of society. That's why we read about 1910. Now you're arrested. Because saturated with wickedness and destruction. So everyone that's not covered by how much they outside is wow. Let's explain it. They're sacrificing animals out there, everyone else. Wow.
You gotta get on the video now. It's about, you want a video, you talk about something that can save somebody's life, whether it be, going into herbs. You gotta start off the video. By the way, to say medical information. I ain't a doctor. You over here worried about your paycheck.
Yep.
Disquieting of good men. Here it is. When the truth is being promoted, you look as a friend.
Right. It's a problem.
Now being an honest individual, having an integrity, that's what that is being is weak in today's society.
Having being trusted, you're looking at it, not even a bad thing. People see a trusted person, they're salivating at the mouth, they'll be thinking somebody's worse.
Changing of kind.
Changing of kind. Now we're in the era of technology where he can actually do that. That's in science and technology. In the ancient world, they just wore a different clothes. Clothes of a woman, like the Syrian cat, the Syrian farm, dressed like women. Other societies, man, cross dressing thing now, you can actually shot yourself up and do that. Crazy how they still.
I'm gonna nigga walk around with tea.
Shit.
Thinking hormone. Yes.
You can walk around with a whole vagina around this motherfucker.
Says disorder in marriages. It says adultery and shameless uncleanness.
They talk about that. Shameless just be a question. Nasty ass man. It's a Google search away. Whatever saying, somebody they can satisfy that need that fleshly gets. Hear about great. Oh, I mean, it's too wild. There's somewhere in the world that you look at.
Well, I mean, you got a place in America called Sin City.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Las Vegas, Sin City. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You can tickle that fence and just freak off and just do whatever the hell you want to do and go back home.
Gotta have stories.
You don't stay in Vegas. Right. Both sides out there.
No. You got a girls on girls. We gonna go on the girls trip. Fucking Jamaica.
Oh, it's over. You might well break up that bitch. Oh yeah.
Let your woman go on a girl's trip, man. You might as well just go ahead and just let her leave.
So hot tomatoes.
They don't get that man that they think they're gonna get. They got each other. Prevalent party. Yep. Last verse 27. It says, "For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil."
That's all this shit starts from the beginning. First, different idols. This land here is a culmination of all the damn idols. All the Babylon, the great confusion. Egyptian idols, Greek idols, Roman idols, Mesopotamian idols. Always going back to Mesopotamian, Sumerian idols. All of the idols are here in some way or another. Companies are based on idols. Medical field is based on idols.
Technology.
Technology. Symbolism all over this place, man.
That's why scripture says when the Lord returns, it said that what the idols shall be moved. Whenever the Lord comes down, the idols of Babylon will be moved at his presence. Like you said, everything is rooted. Everything that's doing that's left hand that's not according to the Lord is rooted in idolatry in some way, shape, or fashion. It's just like now you're not necessarily bowing down and worshiping a stone or a wooden idol, like bowing down. Esau had the threads now, like the idolatry is so deep. You don't even know you're worshiping an idol. You think that what you're doing is normal.
Exactly.
You think it's just a normal thing in your everyday life. Do whatever, but it's really rooted in idolatry.
And even the way you hold your hands, it's like Masonic symbols. You don't even know it. You might just have it just like this.
Right.
You don't even know, but then you understand that the occult symbols, occult only means to be hidden. So they're hard to see in plain sight. You standing like this, not knowing you standing in the goddamn secret society sign, so to speak. Shit is crazy, man.
Everything, if I can add to, down to the days of the week, months of the year, everything, literally like everything, like the brothers are going into, man. It's wild, man. And that goes into that whole, I think you quoted earlier that Isaiah 29:16, you turning the things upside down, shall be esteemed as a potter's clay, man. These people think this is how it's supposed to be,
Black.
This is Isaiah 3:11. It says, "Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him." The wicked, like they're gonna receive what? They reward. Just like the Lord said that the righteous, all right, the elect are gonna receive their reward. Because the Lord, Yahweh Shah said, the reward is with him. And he's going to give basically everyone is going to receive something. And to the wicked, what is he going to receive? He's going to receive the reward of what? Their righteous indignation. The Lord is setting up to deliver to them. It says, verse 3, because like I said, also our people are joined hand in hand with the wicked. So the 2/3, you're going to receive that same reward that the wicked is going to receive. It says, verse 12, "As for my people, children are their oppressor, and women rule over them. O my people, they which led thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path." Right? And this is one thing about Esau Edom, he is a childish ruler. All right? And he's oppressive. And our people always look for a solution, a way to get better, and what they're looking towards. They're looking for the wicked to help them to basically provide a solution for them. They don't look towards the Lord to provide a solution for them. And what do? They are set up for women to rule over. All right, and one thing about Eve, she basically took the bag with Esau with all these different benefits to bring you low and be over their man. All right, and that was actually That was actually set up, like I say, going all the way back to Genesis 3. All right? But she always had the desire to rule over you. That was a curse. So this is what we're seeing today.
A lot of these guys, a lot of those guys, you know what I'm saying, was rooted in like utility and shit. You know what I'm saying? So women, women were drawn to it, but it's worse than women. See, just like now, women are the main ones drag Jacob to do these holidays. Jacob don't give a fuck about Christmas tree and damn lights up on the house. Man.
Right.
Like the brother said earlier, everything that we do, everything that you taught in America from a child up, Esau has taught you to serve idols, worship particular idols. He disguised understand that he dressed it up in disguise.
Fun.
So so the tree is not gonna say this is them worship with them pride. You know what I'm saying? He gonna disguise this is Santa. He gonna put a story to it and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So what people think this shit is normal, man.
Yeah. Setting up a bunny to run around, bunny's supposed to be laying eggs. What that goes back to Ishtar. Right. You know?
Fucking around make fucking eggs.
Yeah. And like I said, that's that fertility god. Now, but they try to, but they do it like say, to have you say it's for the kids. You know? Like when you go into the Christmas tree, they get on their knees, they go to them present. Oh, thank you. They don't really understand spiritually. You basically worshiping a god.
What's his name? Fertility to fertility coach. It says fertility rites religious or symbolic rituals designed to ensure fertility, such as or childbirth. It's often being a sexual and reproductive process connected to the cycle of nature and could involve offerings, sacrifices, or celebration to promote abundance and life.
Like it's with all she got all those breasts. You actually look at the real statue or the drawing or what have you, all those breasts up with them, all of them. Yeah, all that's for what? Fertility. All right, it's for and they go worship because they want. They want an abundance. They want to have children. You go worship it. All right, you're gonna do good as long as you have faith in that fertility God. That's what Esau basically set up, but what he disguised that God. All this go all the way back to Babylon. A lot of gods go all the way back to Babylon. All right, they set up for these different gods, but they disguise it for you to worship.
You make it fun. You know, that's God that's fun.
Hey. That's why we go out Valentine's Day. We know the women that know that they want to like it. But it makes them sick that day. You know, we should be in the world. Down.
Like I also have all these holidays, what? It's a money grab. All these holidays, money grab.
Right.
There shall be no more of the daughters of Israel, right, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
Right. A lot of these fertility goats, this is how you would worship it by sexual acts. You know, and that's why, sexual deviance is running rampant here because it goes back to idol worship. It goes back to, basically these fertility coats that we're bringing up, right? You would go to certain temples in that nature, and you would have sex with simple harlots in order to worship certain gods. And that temple harlot, engaging in temple harlots and these sexual rights, now it's more so seen as sexual liberation. Right? It even they call it like with the third or fourth wave of feminism, to where it's talking about exploration of sexuality. Right. You know what I'm saying? Which really goes back to idol worship.
They've got it. That same spirit is running rampant in America heavily. Esau knows how to manipulate sex. That's why he's trying to physically manipulate sex right now. You can reproduce without even having to have You know, where it's some virtual reality shit or some robots. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what the reading to the NLT. It says, no Israelite, whether man or woman, may become a temple prostitute. That's what that Sodom, Lord Sodomite is actually talking about. Female temple prostitute or a male temple prostitute. You see that in the music industry. Right? When this whole situation with Diddy came out, there was a plethora of information about certain celebrities that were getting blocked. Right? You got Gene Deal, was saying, he was just running through R&B scenes. She said something about Usher. I heard something about Usher. I'm like, man, it's a damn shame. He got a hold of Usher. He's 13, man. He's a kid. You know? He did that. He does that. He did that for sexual, like, magic. Right? Usher, Bow Wow.
She was some grown ass man.
Chris Brown. What's that damn nigga name? Justin Bieber. He's like a
Back in the day, like
choking that little
Pumps up.
Yeah, he don't look right. You can take the care of something happened to that. Yeah. There you go. Right?
Interview with I think Kim Howard interviewing the Usher. He talking about yes.
Bobby Brown said Central Place. Yeah, we used to wrestle on the series. This nigga was big in his mid-30s. You gotta think of it. He's about 50-something years old, bro. Yeah, 30-year-old wrestling with a 13-year-old buying some cereal. What type of nigga are you? I ain't get to 2021. Yeah. Grown ass man. Right? Then it's like, you hear the song, now I'm thinking, I need a girl. Like, man, we was like best friends, pillow fighting one another. You like, huh? You talking about a nigga, man? You know?
I'm like that. They know who these about worship. When they get up that behind the game, they know they get these things where it's going for another God. It's like in what was that, Jeremiah 19, like they were building these statues for Baal and all these things, these different gods. They knew then, and like I said, these guys that are actually hiring Jakes, they know that what these other Edomites, these Edomites, what they worship, or what they're worshiping. It's like a lot of these celebrities.
Yeah, like
Look at most of the music videos today. Watch the box back in the 90s. You watch MTV Dance back in the 90s. Versus now, all you see is demonic in it. My God, satanic dress, satanic attire. You can't really see like the dance. All the time, it's video. They just put it all out there.
Especially the Latin songs, it's all out.
No, I was going to say that Jake, they understand and know that Jake for spiritual people, music is tied to our culture. So they know they can manipulate the music, manipulate what Jake sees when it comes to music, lyrics, how they actually spell the music, or they actually release it. So that gets you. It's really spiritual living. It's a high place for music.
Like we got a brother on camera was high up. He had a testimony saying they used to, basically before they did bring your out, they would pray over. He said, just cast spells on them.
And it would be a pentagram, they have candles up, what I'm saying? They actually send up their prayers over the music. So that because it's really an enchantment. That's why you hear particular things that make you fight or make you have sex, or just get you in that, in a different mindset. No, that's really just those people, those spirits. You know, make you want to drink. You hear alcohol, drugs, weed, all that shit.
Broken. Everyone else, they hear it. They put the hell out to get it. Somebody ain't going home. You know, you think it.
Yep.
Six. Oh,
It's really a spiritual battle out here, man. You know, and you see flesh and blood, but you gotta understand it's a lot higher than what you see. That's why we need to cover it. You know,
Ephesians chapter 6, start verse 11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wild devil.
that word wiles, it means trickery. So it says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, so that you may be able to stand against the trickery of the devil. His evil schemes, you know, there's really a lot of schemes that we have, you know, the tricks that Satan play in your mind. You know, what he'll try to do, what Satan will try to do initially, he'll try to break you up from within. He'll try to get you in your own mind and try to get you to think negatively about your brother, you know, all kinds of crazy shit, man. But you got to snap in and realize this is Satan. And then praying, and then immediately praying that demon away. Yes. You know?
God, no voice.
Right.
Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right. The rulers of the darkness of this. You know, the rulers of the darkness of this world, the ones that got the control over everything, man. They got control over the food that you eat. They got control over the media. They got control over the music that you listen to. They got control over the so-called medicine that you so-called rely that you rely upon every single day. You know, they got control of the so-called education that you have. Pretty much the mass of these everyday people walking around is being manipulated and controlled by rulers that they can't even see.
Now that shit is giving you one of these vibrations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Allowing putting you in the state to where you easily basically influenced by this song that Esau is playing. You know, ultimately everybody is dancing to the tune that Esau's frequency, man. That's why they accept his philosophies. Like the brother said, it all the time with the music, with the watch, with the team. All right, fucking watch. I don't think it's constantly but shit. You know what I'm saying? Even the frequencies in the air, Wi-Fi, cell towers, all this shit is just constantly pumping and trying to fucking up your vibration, man. So that's how you know it's a miracle that we woke up to what we know right now, man.
But these sort of tap to the Greek gods when it comes to arts and science and music. Something called the nine muses, which goes into literature, science. So we tap into those frequencies and pray to those, because it said the nine muses refers to 9 sister goddesses in Greek mythology who were the goddesses of the arts, literature, and science. So you tap into these gods to put these frequencies on these things and control you through these. Because I'm gonna get to the bottom. It says each muses preside over a different field: epic poetry, history, tragedy, comedy, dance, music, love, and poetry. So you pray to these goddesses in the Greek mythology to put the vibration to control all this shit. Something called the nine muses, man. And the word muses go to a museum. So he tapping to these gods, man. Put the vibration on this shit. You know?
Pretty much Esau's like what the other just read. Pretty much Esau's Renaissance. It's pretty much
That's it. That's perfect.
It's the Renaissance.
Right.
Rebirth.
Exactly.
You know, it's going into this whole going back into the Greco-Roman fashion of art, science, history,
Astrology too.
astrology, medicine. That's what it all goes back to.
Because Issachar can read the stars and you know, back in like we had war. Issachar would look up and be like, okay, so we had this on the right hand side. Like you say, Esau took that, rebirthed it through the Renaissance period, put this on the left hand side, man. That's all it is.
Esau knows that he's a master.
Hell yeah.
Said that it's part of the people.
Yep.
You know, he went there, like he saw when he's bad, he was bad.
He went to the bottom. That's came back. And what the Bible said, as soon as they be born speaking lies, when he came out of the bottom of the pit, he started speaking lies during the Renaissance period, you know, the rebirth.
Ain't the coincidence that you read the same fucking 10 songs on the
Exactly.
then a nigga have context. You got 3 tickets if you can name the song, bro. It's the same goddamn song over and over. Bumping your fucking head.
Goddesses. Greek goddesses.
He said, gotta take see. Yeah. People walking around just listening to radio because they're always saying stuff. Bad selection that was being played. They're like, it's the same fucking songs every hour on the hour.
Somebody like that. Like 21 hours on her dropping the album.
You said 21 hours?
Yeah. That's the album, 2 hours. She's a fat.
Damn.
Why something that's based in the box you go flat? It's just a man. Right.
Money and marketing behind what they want to be bringing, so that they can push all that financial energy and marketing energy behind all this, like I said, this archery, wickedness, this murder, mayhem, drug usage, adultery, wokeism, a whole bunch of war rappers out there, all this different stuff that destroys the people. They're putting all their energy and strength behind that, which that's they're paying people to DJs and that. Versus some actual constructive music. That shit don't set their conscience. A lot of shit is whack. But even some other stuff that is pretty decent that's actually kind of constructive and positive, it doesn't set it. Nobody want to hear it. Right.
It's too positive. You know? Like when you hear a positive rap, it'd be like, man, this shit. Right. It's like, nothing. Trying to hear some niggas. Yeah. Like somebody like to live for me. No rap, but even with us, you're like, yeah, you'd be like,
Late 80s, early 90s, it was like, rappers get together, man, that song like self-destruction, like positivity to Jake. Yeah, they cut that short. They didn't want to put
and to show you that they could easily turn things around, when Black Lives Matter came out, you got to look back, had that one song, you know what I'm saying, talking about coming together and, you know, reaching companies, but that was a hot song. So they could pay these rappers to speak about something positive. It was sell because the person is, but they refuse to because they want to put these spells on us. Right.
I'll read again. Ephesians 6:12. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Okay. That spiritual wickedness in high places literally goes into these particular demons that they invoke. You know, remember scripture says, let Satan be at his right hand. You know, so like Esau really got, you know, these high level things and these regulators, these executives, they really working with Satan left hand side to conjure up spirits and to get to change. I understand know who we are. So they doing all they can in their power to keep us low vibration, keep us switching.
Well, maybe not now. So, back, a lot of stuff saying,
Yeah.
but now, something. They got it high. Verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
So the armor really encompasses everything is knowledge. How about you have your loin, have the one that loin girded, you know, not allowing the crooked of the world to knock you off you know. Yeah. You know, pray for edifying camp. As always, give all praise, honor, glory unto
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Bakadosh.
the honesty, apostle, bishop, must be on the site.